Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mayor Demmett,
Here.
Alderman Ebling,
Here.
Alderman Leahy,
Here.
Alderman Lockmiller,
Here.
Alderwoman O'Neill,
Here.
Alderwoman Tice,
Here.
Alderman Plufka,
Here.
Alderwoman Sims,
Here.
and Alderman Weggie.
Here.
All present.
Thank you, Shelley. Next on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Are there any changes to the proposed agenda? Any objection to approving it by acclamation? Seeing none, it will be approved. Next on the agenda is item 4, announcements. Government Finance Officers Association, GFOA, Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting, fiscal year 2018. Bola or Karen, who's handling that one?
Bola, he's asking who's handling the.
Bola is not connected. Alderman Leahy is using her computer, so
Yeah.
she's not in a position to respond. We have a certificate of excellence because the city did excellently in financial reporting for the year December 31, 2018.
Great, thank you. Well, I think that's hats off to Karen and her staff.
Yes.
I don't think this is the first year. This is probably one of many years that the city has received this for because of her efforts and the department's efforts. So great job, Karen, and to everybody in your department. Next on the agenda is citizen comments, and I don't believe we have any citizen comments. Next up is the mayor and alderman reports. I have no reports. Alderwoman Ebling.
I have no report.
Alderman Leahy.
No report.
Alderman Lockmuller.
No report.
Alderwoman O'Neill.
Yes, thank you. The library board would like people to know that they are working remotely. They're available by phone or email. That the summer reading club that is so popular for kids and for adults will be done as a virtual reading club. They are setting that up. More of their money is going into electronic resources than usual, and a lot of social media will show up what they're doing, but they would like to invite everyone to go on Hoopla. It's an app. If you hoopladigital.com, the next book discussion group is going to be by a Zoom meeting, and the book is available free on Hoopla. It's My Dear Hamilton, historical. So everyone's invited. They are still working and hoping to see people in person soon.
Thank you. Alderman Plufka.
Yeah, I just have a quick announcement. The public safety meeting scheduled for Wednesday, the 22nd, is being canceled. I submitted to the rest of the committee earlier this afternoon the reports of both the police department and the fire department. I reviewed them. If anybody on the committee has any questions they want to try to discuss, we can try and do that in a limited fashion, just to talk about the reports themselves. If there are agenda items to come out of either of the reports, please contact me and I'll make sure we get them onto the May agenda for the public safety meeting. The only other thing we're following, there's no new business in public safety at this current time. The only thing we're following, the two things we're following, both have to do with public works. One is the residential lighting program, which we're expecting to get an update from Dan tomorrow, as early as tomorrow, having to do with a couple of lights and also the progress on the balance of the lights. And then secondly, there is a report due from Dan having to do with traffic calming in all 4 wards. And I apologize for my dog. Traffic calming in all 4 wards, where we are looking to find locations where we might try some of the toolbox items and go through that process to bring that to the full Board of Aldermen to get that implemented. Aside from that, if anybody on the board has a question for me or has a concern, please email me. And if it's a concern that we need to address, I'll make sure we put it on the May agenda. I just felt like since we had no new items, that public safety it wasn't necessary to have a public safety meeting. And given the situation and given the restrictions and limitations of doing it this way, I just felt like our time would be better served elsewhere, and staff's time for that matter as well, which has been severe.
I think we just lost Mr. Plufka.
I think he's probably done with his report. If not, he's going to be done by default. Alderwoman Sims.
No report.
Alderwoman Tice.
No report.
And Alderman Legge.
No report.
All right. Should we wait? Shelley, you going to let us know what's going on with Alderman Plufka?
Yes,
Okay.
I'll text him.
Okay.
He's certainly being very still.
Traffic calming.
Well, we just lost him.
Oh, all right. Well, we just wait a couple of minutes, see if we can get him back in. This is a short agenda, so I think we can afford the time.
Mm-hmm. Your Honor, can I ask a couple of questions as to the meeting as how it complies to the sunshine laws?
Sure.
First arrangement, since we are doing it electronically, and Shelley is sending out the notice to each of us individually to invite us to join this meeting, how does a citizen get knowledge that a meeting is taking place?
I would imagine, I'm going to guess here, but I would imagine it's posted on the website like the other ones. I don't know. Shelley, are you able to answer that? Are you still dealing with Alderman Plufka? No.
Okay. So by posting to the website, we've complied with the public being aware of what's going on. The fact that the meeting is an open door meeting to work with.
This is the notice that's in the public, that's posted for the public, and it has how to dial in, how to participate, all the information.
Thank you. That's I want to get that into the minutes. Thank you.
Sonny, why don't you grab that guitar and play it?
We are waiting for Shelley to reconnect David Plufka back into the meeting. We've lost him in the process.
That will not be a pleasant experience, Steve.
I think it's just for show, Steve. It's just for
Okay.
show.
I bought it at an auction together with lessons. At least I didn't get a dog.
Mayor, I'm not hearing back from him.
Okay.
Internet broke.
I think he's down. He hasn't texted me or anything.
I text him and sent him another invite.
All right. Well, let's proceed. And if he can join us, then I'm assuming, Kevin, that's okay if he can join us at any given point. All right. Next on the agenda is item 8. We have 2 items underneath that. The first is Brentwood Bound update. Craig, if you're available, now is your time.
I'm here. Good evening, everyone. Starting off with just 2 quick updates. The demo bid package 2 that I talked about at the last meeting is out to bid. It went out to bid on April 15th. Bids are due on May 7th. The bid set, which is the plans and specs, is on the city's website. Also, I mentioned at the last meeting that Jacobs and Planning and Design Studio will be doing a forthcoming presentation to the board with the 30% drawings for the Norm West Park. And also they'll be unveiling the new phase 2 master park plan. So now we have a date, that's May 18th, so it's about a month away. So Alderman Leahy will be, they're gonna be working on the response to your questions, and we'll be talking about those at that meeting. So bear with us, we're trying to wrap up those drawings and those sets. We're not ignoring you, but we'll address some of your questions there.
Thank you for the courtesy.
Going into the normal update, no construction costs since the last meeting. Soft costs were traffic studies, property appraisals, legal consultants, redevelopment consulting, environmental surveys, and Manchester Road improvements, engineering design. Total spend since the last meeting was $35,709.10. Property acquisitions includes property taxes, property relocation, and property reestablishment expenses. Total spend since the last meeting was $78,364.37. And lastly, the committed contingency since the last meeting was property acquisition expenses that we talked about in closed session, along with the Van Mark design revisions that you all approved that change order at the last meeting. Remaining in that, committed contingency to date is $1,448,393. And that concludes my update.
Okay, Craig, I'm going to ask on behalf of Alderman Plufka, because he called me today and asked, and maybe you can
Sure.
provide the answer. I don't know if you can do this in open session. He was kind of wondering, where are we in terms of property acquisition? And by that, what he was wondering are the total properties that we still need to acquire. How many? Not which ones are they, but just how many do we still have to do we need to acquire?
I don't have that number off the top of my head. By the time we get to closed session, I can have that number. I just literally have to just count
Okay.
count them on the spreadsheet that I
fine.
hand out to you guys all.
That's fine. Anyone have any other questions for Craig? Yes, Alderwoman O'Neill. You're on mute.
On the meeting on May 18th with the phase 2 drawing, are these final drawings or are these things that we can look at and discuss and decide yes or no, or we want some choices, or what exactly will be proposed with the phase 2 at that time?
Yeah, the phase 2, they're literally master plan drawings. So they are as conceptual as can be. Before, if you look at the old renderings we present to you all, it was literally just a green blob on that part of the plans that said phase 2. So this is the first time that the design team is presenting some ideas on it. So we welcome any feedback from you all because it is at infancy. It is at the first stages of design.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions for Craig? Okay, thanks, Craig.
Thank you.
Next on there is Alderman Plufka.
Hey.
All right. Next on the agenda is item 8B, and that's the State of Missouri Division of Alcohol and Tobacco Control Agency temporary waiving restriction on some of the sales of to-go alcoholic beverage sales for off-site consumption. Kevin, can you take this issue, please?
Yes, sir. This has been added to the city administrator's report because under the authority of ordinance 4919, the city has waived its restrictions on the sale of certain alcoholic beverages to go by the drink licensees in order to parallel changes made by the State Division of Alcohol and Tobacco, allowing by the drink licensees to dispense smaller quantities of alcoholic beverages not in the original package, and to reduce enlarge the scope of those sales by the drink licensees. And under the city's emergency measures ordinance that you passed at a previous meeting at the end of March, ordinance 4919, the city has waived its regulations that are contrary to be in conformity rather with the state, so that our licensees can take advantage of the state's opportunity to sell smaller containers of mixed drinks and beverages by the drink to license to customers who also buy food, providing they are packaged in the way that the state regulates them. So we're giving our our restaurateurs an opportunity to take advantage of that state regulatory change.
So we're not doing anything different than what was already permitted by the state?
That's correct. We're doing exactly what the state allows, but taking out any interference from the city's contrary regulations.
Sure. Alderman Leahy?
What about I think you've got a few licenses that require so much of their sales to be food sales in order to do the alcohol. Do they get a waiver also that allows them to go with to-go packaging and liquor?
This applies to all licensees who are licensed to sell alcohol by the drink.
Thank you, sir.
Anyone else? Great. That's not a resolution. I think that's just signed by BOLA. Is that correct? Or
It is under the authority that the board granted to take administrative action or expedited basis. That waiver has been promulgated under the city administrator's authority.
okay, thank you.
And if I may, under that
Yeah.
requirement of the ordinance to report within 72 hours, this report has been provided to the board as well.
Great, thank you. Next on the agenda is item 9, the consent agenda, and we only have 6 items on that. The first is standing committees report. Item B is the warrant list for the 2020 operating funds expenditures. Item C is the warrant list, operating funds and 2020 expenditures from the 2018 certificates of participation proceeds. Item D is resolution 1210, which is the Dine-In Real Estate Advisors Incorporated pricing agreement. Item E is resolution number 1211, investment advisory services request for qualification. And item F is resolution number 1212, a resolution authorizing engagement of expert resources to assist the city of Brentwood with underwriting engagement relating to potential municipal securities transactions for the Brentwood Meridian Tax Increment Financing Bonds within the city of Brentwood, Missouri. Can we get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderwoman Sims, seconded by Alderman Lockmuller. Any discussion on this? Okay, can we get a roll call, please, Shelley?
Alderwoman Ebeling,
Yes.
Alderman Leahy,
Yes.
Alderman Lockmiller,
Yes.
Alderwoman O'Neill,
Yes.
Alderwoman Tice,
Yes.
Alderman Plufka,
Yes.
Alderwoman Sims,
Yes.
and Alderman Weggie.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. We have no old business. We have no new business. And this drops us down to citizen comments, which I imagine we have none. And gets us down into closed meeting. We do have one item in closed session. So can we get a motion to go into closed session pursuant to RSMO 610.021 subsection 2 and
So
to
moved.
adjourn therefrom?
So moved.
Second.
All right, we got a motion by Alderwoman Ebeling and seconded by Alderman Weggie. Any discussion on that? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderwoman Ebeling,
Yes.
Alderman Leahy,
Yes.
Alderman Lockmiller,
Yes.
Alderwoman O'Neill,
Yes.
Alderwoman Tice,
Yes.
Alderman Plufka,
Yes.
Alderwoman Sims,
Yes.
and Alderman Weggie.
Yep.
Motion passes.
Okay, thank you. Shelley, how does this work again? Do you just boot everybody off? We just stay where we are?
I am going to end this meeting, and then you should have an invitation for the closed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.